right, so I am Crystal. I'm one of the moderators for the Power Players Conference. So welcome to day one. It's been amazing already, and I know we are super excited to hear from you, Tara. Tara is talking about today maximizing success when building a product-based business. And so I know this is going to be fire. She already said she's got some gems ready for us. So have your pen and paper out. Tara is an expert sales and marketing coach with, she coaches entrepreneurs and with product-based businesses. So we're super excited. She has worked with, y'all listen to this, she has worked with brands like American Express, L'Oreal, and Whole Foods. Okay, so she knows what she's talking about. She definitely has some expertise to give us. So like I said, take some notes, and the last 15 minutes, if you have questions, type in your questions in the chat. I'll be looking at that for her, and then the last 15 minutes we're going to take for her to answer any questions. So this is definitely a good time to, pick her brain. So do that, and I'm going to turn it over to you, Tara, so you can become the host. Let's see. Okay, just a second here. Ooh, I love technology. Yes. Hello. What is going on? Why can't I find it? It was down here the other day. I don't know where it's at. Okay, Tara, I went ahead and unmuted you. Do you see the option to share your screen?
Yeah, it says it's disabled. Hopefully it's able to send these screen sharing.
Okay.
And can you hear me okay? Yes, it's in the chat. Good.
We'll dance around while we figure out what's going on.
Listen, I could play some music. I was in here dancing with my little hype playlist.
Hello. Oh my goodness. Okay.
What's on here? Let me see.
Yeah.
Here is. Just a little brief interlude, y'all. I feel blessed.
Yeah.
I feel blessed. I feel blessed. Don't worry, Mercury's in retro. You got it?
We got it.
All right, now give me 2 seconds to get my screen shared.
Whatever it's worth, I give whatever I'm worth. For my niggas who gon' go to hell and back for me, I'ma give them heaven on earth for a hell of a check, yeah, whichever come first. Blessings on blessings on blessings. Look at my life, man, that's lessons on lessons on lessons. I treat the beat like it's a reverend. I tell the truth like, Father, forgive me, these are all my confessions, man. This wasn't luck, it was destined. I done lost homies who been with me since Eddie, who flip like a Fetty. And then when you back, they back to call you dog. That shit can get petty, but stop getting no doubt to me, nigga.
Okay, we're gonna cut it short. So, Crystal, you're my eyes. Can you see the presentation okay? Give me a thumbs up, because you're probably on mute, if you can see the presentation. Good? Okay, perfect. I see yeps in the chat. It gets a little wonky when you're sharing the screen, guys, so bear with me. Oops, let me go back. So, you guys, I'm so excited today that you decided to join this session to learn how to maximize the success of your product-based business. I want you to make sure that you have a piece of paper, because I'm going to share some stuff that you most certainly will want to write down, right? I encourage you to take screenshots. All of this content is shareable. Use it on social media, and make sure to tag me so I can see it and share it with my audience as well. And I'll share my Instagram handle at the end. So my goal for today is for you to leave this session with an understanding of how to avoid failure as an entrepreneur when selling physical products. So let's take a look at what you'll learn today. We're going to dig into how to avoid the 5 rookie mistakes even seasoned entrepreneurs make, how to build a profitable product-based business, how to use data to make million-dollar decisions. Who wants to be making million-dollar decisions? Put a 1 down in the chat. The number 1 underutilized marketing tool that I bet you're not using appropriately, how to accelerate your business's growth, and how to make your customers want to toss you their credit card. But before we get into the details, let me take a second just to introduce myself. I am a wife to an amazing husband, Dwayne. I'm a plant mom. It started in the house, and now we have a garden. There's a picture of the garden in our backyard. I'm an auntie and a godmom. I have 5 children that I did not birth. I love to cook. I love being in the kitchen. I've been plant-based for almost 10 years. I also love travel, but we know Lady COVID came and snatched that away from all of us. And I love music. As you can see, we had a little musical interlude in the beginning. Did anybody watch Versus last night? Like, I've been loving that entire series on Instagram. So music really drives me. It sets the mood, sets the tone. So I am also a business coach, and I work exclusively with product-based business owners. I've held positions such as the Director of Sales and Marketing for a tech company, and I've launched and sold million-dollar products for Fortune 500 companies, some of which you see here. I am very passionate about helping product-based businesses succeed because before all of the success and selling thousands of products, I too was a product-based business owner. But let me tell y'all, I'm just gonna be really upfront, I failed. Like, flat on my face. I was struggling to make sales. I was struggling to get my product in front of the right customers, and all of the things that we're going to talk about today, I've personally experienced. So it wasn't until I went back to school and was able to really crack the code on how to use marketing and sales to work. So I'm going to share all that I can with you today in the next 30 minutes so you can build a successful business. Sound good? So let me let you know about my superpower. My superpower is that I turn side hustlers into CEOs. If you are running a business and it's not your full-time income, it's a hobby or a side hustle. And I, do this by teaching people strategies so that they can increase sales, improve profitability so that they can run a multiple 6-figure business. So enough about me, let's get into what you came here for today. So before I tell you how to avoid the top 5 rookie mistakes, which we're going to dig into in detail, I bet you're wondering, what are these mistakes? So let's cover them really quickly. Number 1, you price your products too low. Number 2, you don't understand your data, or even worse, you don't know what metrics to monitor. Number 3, you lack an email marketing strategy. If you're running a business, you need email marketing and you need a professional email to do it. Number 4, you try to do everything on your own. How many of you in here are type A? Type an A in the chat. I know I'm type A, and I had the mindset, going into entrepreneurship that I can do everything by myself. If I don't do it, it's not going to be done right. But I'm here to let you know that solopreneurship will burn you out. And most solopreneurs are not working solo. They have a team. And number 5, you use content that does not resonate with your customers, which means they're not going to spend any money with you. So now that we've covered the mistakes, let's dig into how you can avoid each of them. So mistake number 1, you price your products too low. Instead of pricing your products low just to simply make a sale, you should be pricing your products based on the value. This is how you will build a profitable business. There are a few things you need to think about before you price your products, because price is the number 1 thing people see or that they look for to quickly associate your brand, right? So think about it. Does your price of your products communicate that you have a luxury brand, a mass brand, or even a discount brand. And I want you to remember that it's easier to lower your price and a lot harder to raise them. So once you establish what position you want to hold in the industry, luxury, retail, mass, now you need to understand your cost, and I mean all of your costs, so you can price your products appropriately. So here's a simple calculation that I teach my clients to use when they're pricing their products. If you know your unit costs, you can simply multiply that by 2 to get a standard retail price, which means your markup or your margin is 50%. So an example of this here is that if your materials cost is $3 and your labor cost is $7, then your unit cost is $10. Now, labor cost, if you are making your products yourself, this is the #1 thing that people forget to include when they're writing out what is the cost of their product. You making your products actually deserves a dollar amount to it. So assign a dollar amount to it. That's how you're going to be able to pay yourself a salary. So you take that unit cost of $10, multiply it by 2, and then you get your retail price. But when you get there, I want you to think about, does this price match my brand identity, luxury, mass, retail? How does it compare in the industry? Does it provide you the value that you want to see in your business so that you can grow, so that you can reinvest, so you can pay yourself a salary, right? These are all things that you need to consider when you're putting together the price for your products. So you can price your products like Gracie. She is one of my clients, a celebrity nail artist, and primarily does in-person nail art. And she also creates some fire press-ons. And I'm missing her today because my nail chipped. And I haven't had my nails done in like 4 months. I've been doing them myself. So she had a deep desire to create a cuticle oil, which I have here, which I love, because she was very disappointed with the products that she had been using in the market. So we were able to work together through my signature framework, in which we cover price, profits, and performance to build her brand. So the good news is we were working together weeks before the pandemic hit. And because of the work that we did, she was able to quickly pivot and launch her fastest selling product on her e-commerce site, which is her cuticle oil. It also didn't hurt that everybody's hands were ashy and dry from using all of the hand sanitizer and washing them so much. So she had an opportunity to launch her brand. It fit within her identity of a luxury product. The price covers all of her costs, and she can pay herself even in the pandemic. And she is now between, should I go back to even doing in-person nails? For me, selfishly, I'm like, yes. But she's making enough money that she does not need to do it. So this is what I mean when I'm talking about turning a side hustle income into your full-time income. So mistake #2, you don't understand your data, or worse off, you don't even know what metrics to monitor in your business. So if you don't understand your data, the way you solve this is to understand your data. You need to know this. Understanding your data is a must. You have to know what metrics you need to look at on a consistent basis, especially if you're making sales daily. It will help you pivot and make changes. And this is what helps you make those $1 million business decisions. So you should look at your metrics to know what's working, what's not working, how you can pivot. And some of the decisions that you can make, especially with a product-based business, is how to manage your inventory. When you need to order new products, if you're ordering products. Say you have a boutique and you're running out of jeans, you want to order some new jeans. Your data will let you know, trigger you when you need to order new things. It can also let you know what are your best-selling products. And it can also tell you where customers are dropping off in the buying journey when they're visiting your site. Are they getting to checkout and not completing, right? You want to look at your data because it will really, really inform you of what's happening in your business. So let me take you through some of the key metrics that a product-based business owner should focus on. So on the website, site traffic, right? How many people are visiting your website? What traffic sources? Are they coming to your website from Instagram? Are they coming to your website from organic search? Are they coming from Google? Abandoned cart. This is where money gets caught up in the system. People are trying to check out, but for some reason they don't complete the checkout and those items are just sitting in the cart. You want to understand that. You want to know what's happening there. Opt-in conversions. Are you offering anything to opt people into your email address? Like a 10% off for your first purchase. How many people that are visiting your site are then opting in to your freebie or your discount? What are your overall sales? And what are your sales by product? This will help you know what are your best sellers, what are your worst sellers, so you can discontinue product and stop putting your energy into things that are not bringing you, real revenue and profit. Social media engagement. So notice how I said social media engagement and not social media likes, right? Social media is evolving so much. It's not just about the likes. You need to be looking at the comments. Are people actually commenting under your post? Are they sharing your post? Are they saving your posts? And then when people visit your social media sites, are they actually going to your website to make a purchase, right? That's a part of the conversion path. We want to make sure that that is not broken. And then when we think about email metrics, what is your average open rate? So how many people are actually opening the emails that you send? Click-through rate. What is your click-through rate? Are people actually clicking through your emails that you send? Click to open rate. If you're putting a link in your email and people aren't clicking on the link, something may be broken. But these are all metrics that are important for you to understand as a product-based business owner. So I have a question for the group. Which of these do you feel you need to do a better job of monitoring going forward? Write W for website, write S for social media, and write E for email metrics. Okay, I see a W, website metrics, website and email. Nice, okay, cool. So it looks like website by far. And are you guys not writing email because you have email down, or you just don't have an email strategy yet? Put a 1 if you do have an email strategy and a 2 if you don't. I'm curious. Okay, that's what I thought. Lots of 2s. Lots of 2s. Let me take a sip of water. Okay, Summer says she has her email down. Okay. So let's move into mistake number 3. I kind of led us there. You lack an email marketing strategy. The number 1 underutilized marketing tool, which I think is not a surprise from the answers we just got in the chat, is email marketing. I like to think of email marketing as the pot of gold that sits at the end of the rainbow that nobody, you know it's there, but you just can't seem to touch it, or you're just leaving it untouched, or the leprechaun is protecting it and he won't let you get there. But like email marketing, if you're not using it effectively, you are leaving so much money on the table. So I want to share a statistic with you guys. For every $1 that's invested in email marketing, there is a $43 return. That ROI is crazy. So for the people who were in the chat that said they are not using email marketing right now, I want to implore you to get your email set up and start using it today, like immediately, okay? So it is absolutely more important to get an email than it is to get a follower. Hear me again. An email address is more important than a follower. Why? You own the email address for your customers. You don't own any contact information for any followers on social media or any other platforms. Email gives you a direct connection to your customers. And I'll share a story with you personally that I'm going through right now with using the power of email marketing. So I am in a contest right now to be a speaker at another event. And, I hadn't posted on my social media about it until today, but for about a week's time, I have been emailing my customers, my clients, my family. I have a family email, and they have been showing up for me in a way that has just blown my mind, to the point where I am number 2 in the contest just with email marketing. So, you know, I'm not selling anything, but just think about that. That return that I'm getting. So for every 1 email I send out, 43 people are responding, right? You get such a high return. And then you also want to think, social media is so fickle, right? We've been through the days of Instagram shutting down and not working, right? People were freaking out, like, how can I sell products? So you want to have ownership, right? You don't want to leave your sales up to a platform that you do not control and not have any way to directly connect with your followers, okay? So here is the list of the most important email sequences that I think you can use in your business today. And for Summer and Dala, since you put a 1 in there, I want to know, have you used all of these types of emails? Do you have those email sequences set up? Put that in the chat for us, and kind of, you know, give some insight into how the return has been for you in using email marketing. So I know this is like a lot, and it can be exhausting. Some people don't like to write, but the 4 things that the 4 emails that you absolutely want to have set up are the welcome email, the launch and sales email, the abandoned cart email. We talked about that. People are leaving products in the cart. You want to have a way to get them to go back to that cart and finish checkout. And number 4 is, of course, the thank you email. And if you're wondering why I'm calling out those 4 emails specifically, it's because the welcome and thank you email set the tone for your business. They really help you build brand loyalty. They're like your, you know, your speaker box to your community. You want to make sure that you just have good manners. Welcome someone into your home and thank them for coming. And then the other 2 emails, the launch email, sales email, and the abandoned cart email, because they will get you sales, right? Abandoned cart email sequences are phenomenal when done well. So you guys should use email like Natasha. Natasha is one of my clients. She attended one of my webinars, and we were able to work together to come up with her launch strategy for a cookbook. And so she was hosting a weekly cooking show on Instagram. She used that to build up her email list weekly. She would send out the ingredients via email. And then she was also sending out free recipes on a weekly basis to her audience. So she was providing a lot of value, and she had a lot of organic growth because people were sharing her recipes, and then they would then sign up for her email list. So Natasha was able to sell 100 cookbooks at launch through email marketing. Now, this is just one example. I shared the example of myself being in the contest and how email marketing has helped me, but email marketing is so, so, so powerful that, you know, you guys should spend at least an hour a week working on your email marketing. So mistake number 4, you try to do everything on your own. So how many of you out here are hustling by yourself? Put a H in the chat if you're a solopreneur. Hustling by yourself. You're out here trying to get it. You don't have a team. You don't have any contractors. You're just building everything from scratch. Cool, I see some H's. Okay. So listen, I'm guilty, or I was guilty of it. And I used to always go to Google, YouTube to find answers for my business questions. And it worked for some things, but it did not work for others, right? It caused me a lot of pain, a lot of mistakes, and it cost me a lot of time. And if you really want to grow your business and do it right and avoid mistakes and accelerate your growth, you have to leave Google College and YouTube University alone, okay? So today, I want us to take a pledge, raise your right hand, and we are going to say, you know, I, state your name, Tara Paton, will no longer rely on Google College and YouTube University to help me with my business questions. Okay? Thank you for the hand, Karina. Yeah. Like GCC and YouTube View, we're not doing it anymore, right? There are other ways that you can build your business and accelerate your growth. So here's what you can do instead. Find your community. Find places where, you know, if you have a hair care business, there are communities on Facebook, there are forums. I remember back in the day when I was wearing extensions, there were whole forums that were about extensions where people went to talk just about extensions, right? Find that place. Her headquarters is also a great place. Like, they have put together this conference. They've put together a great platform for you guys to all connect and build a community with like-minded individuals. Get a mentor, right? Find someone who has done what you want to do, what you are trying to do and have already been successful. Find a mentor, right? And a mentor will help you develop as a person, right? There's a slight difference between a mentor and a coach, which I'll get into in just a little bit, but find someone who can help you develop as a person. Find a business coach. If your strengths are to create products, to get the best logo together, but you're struggling with sales and marketing, find you a coach that can help you with sales and marketing. They can teach you how to do it. They can share the strategies to help you accelerate your growth. And then don't be afraid to ask for help. Hire a contractor. There's Upwork. There are so many platforms that you can use to find people to help you. If you're not good at an admin task like me, it takes me forever. I tried to build a website, y'all. It took me, first of all, I didn't finish, so it took me way too much time to not finish before I actually hired someone to build the website for me, right? That's not my strength. That's not my ministry. My ministry is being here talking to you guys, coaching, and helping you grow your business. Doing a website and all that admin task is not for me. Hire a virtual assistant. And be ready, be open, and be flexible, right? You have to be ready to receive. You have to be ready to hear what people are going to talk about, what they're going to teach you, what they're going to share with you. And again, don't be ashamed to ask for help. I know, especially as women, we get, you know, that superwoman stigma, but I'm here to tell you, we don't need to hold that superwoman like thing on our back. We don't need the S on our chest. You can be, you know, even better than superwoman by building a team and finding people to help support your business growth. So mistake number 5, your content does not resonate with your customer. So imagine you have thousands of people that are coming to visit your website. They're coming to your Instagram. They're going anywhere that you sell your products. And at best, you're converting 2% of your visitors to make a purchase. Something is broken. This could mean that, you know, your content that you're sharing, the images and things are not resonating with your visitors. And so, you know, people have the attention span of an ant. They're going to move on very quickly. So how do we fix this? We fix this by creating content that is so good, I mean like so good, that your customers are going to literally toss you their credit card. How many of you want customers to toss you their credit card? Put a CC in the chat for me. I know I do. CC. So yeah, I see some CCs. So in order to get them to do that, you have to connect with them on an emotional level, right? Through imagery, through words, through colors, through fonts. You need to make them feel welcome when they visit any of your platforms. And so I'm going to focus today on words, because that is one of the areas that is often neglected, especially when we're doing product descriptions. You want to make sure that they're clear. You want to make sure that your customer doesn't have to guess what you're talking about, what the benefit is to them. And if you're, you know, someone like me who may sit down to write and you struggle to think like, well, what should I write? How should I position? I have a list here that is going to help you with your writing. So Ohio State University published a study in 1988 that found people had 15 fundamental desires and values. And, you know, I want you to, we'll just quickly go through this list because I want to make sure we get time for Q&A, but write this list down. So curiosity, number 1, food, everyone loves to eat, honor and morality, rejection, people fear social rejection, sex, we know sex sells, physical exercise, people desire to be active, order, you desire a certain amount of organization in your life, independent, we just talked about being independent women, but you have to get some help. Vengeance, people desire to retaliate when offended. Social contact, people desire to be in the company of others. Family, desire to spend time with your own family. Social prestige, you have a desire to be prestigious and have positive attention. Aversive sensations, you have an aversion to pain and anxiety. Nobody wants to feel that. Citizenship, you have a desire for public service and social justice. And power, you desire to influence people. So when you're sitting down to think about what is my product promising, you can use these 15 things to help you write those out. And I'm gonna quickly go through an example. So I want you guys at the end of the example, let me know if you would buy product number 1 or product number 2. So this first example is a product, I snagged this right off of someone's website, and it reads, all natural approach for longer, healthier hair, an all natural mixture made to penetrate within the layers of the epidermis, can be used on all hair types, kid-friendly, gentle enough to use daily, contains nut products. That's example number 1. Number 2, the search is over. You can replace all those hair growth products in your closet with this powerhouse. Our customers say this balm takes your hair from bald to bountiful. Get rid of embarrassment when the wind blows your hair back, showing that your edges have literally been snatched away. You can finally wear that sleek ponytail. Sounds too good to be true? Well, it's not. Oh, and did we mention it's handmade with organic, natural ingredients you can actually pronounce? Warning, you may experience extreme hair growth and happiness by using this product. So tell me in the chat, would you buy product number 1 or product number 2? Okay, Karina said number 2 for sure, even if it costs more. That's a great point, Karina, because the way you position your product, the price will let people know its value. There's no question, right? They're gonna wanna buy it. Summer said number 2. Okay. So here's a quick recap. I won't read through this. We went through it earlier, but this is everything that we've learned. I want to make sure we get to jump into Q&A. I have a special gift for everyone who is here on the session. If you visit my website, www.tarapaton.com, you can go there, sign up, and I have a business growth acceleration guide that digs deeper into the 5 mistakes that I talked about today. And it also provides the 4 insights to help you accelerate your business growth. It's a workbook. You can write things down, print it out. Super, super helpful. And then here's where you can find me. My Instagram handle is TaraSoEther. You can email me directly. That goes directly to me, Tara@tarapaton.com. I also just started a Facebook group called The Product CEO. You can search for that on Facebook and join. And then again, go to my website. Don't forget the 3 W's, because if you do, it'll like be a little funky. But that is the presentation for today. I hope that you all enjoyed it. And, you know, let's get into your questions.
All right. Thank you so much. Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me and see me? Okay, can everybody hear me and see me? Hello.
Presentation.
Yes, you can go ahead and stop sharing, and then I'll take over from you. All right, can everybody hear me? Can you guys, okay. You guys can hear me? Great, all right, awesome. So we do have a few questions that I wanted to do. So the first one was that this was from Karina, and it says, how would you advise entrepreneurs who can't afford a team right now, but need help? So that's a lot of us probably.
Can you unmute me? Oh, there you go. Perfect. So Karina, I would say, I mean, without digging into like specifics, I would want to know what you need help on, one. And then two, an easy exercise for you to do is to sit down and write all of the tasks that you need to happen in your business, right? Say you need somebody to create emails for you. You need someone to check your calendar and keep that straight. But you're focused on doing partnership meetings to build your brand and build your business, or you're trying to get in front of influencers that can help you spread the message about your products, or in your case, her headquarters. There are ways to get help that do not cost you an arm and a leg, and you don't have to hire someone for it full time. There are virtual assistant communities. There are some overseas, and they work like amazingly. There are virtual assistant communities here. If you're looking for someone to help you with your copy, there are tons of businesses that focus solely on copy, and you can pay them per project. So say you want to do a sales email sequence, you can pay them to write a sales email sequence, and it's a couple $100. And then you think about it from the lens of how much money are you going to make by having that sexy sales copy written for you. Like, the investment is so worth it. So it's not, I think we tend to think in terms of, okay, I need to get the best person, I need to have a team. It's not just about that. Sometimes it's about outsourcing, and it's about contract work, right? Go on Upwork, see what people are out there, what they are doing, what they're charging for an hourly rate, and try to make it be a project, right? It doesn't have to be you hiring a full-time person for the team, but there are ways to get help. Talk to your friends as well. And like I said, a lot of these solopreneurs are not solopreneuring. They're not. Like, they have a virtual assistant, they have somebody who's writing their email copy. They're working smarter, not harder, but who you see out in the front is that person.
That's awesome. Love it. Now, I didn't see any more questions in the chat, but I did have a question myself. So,
okay.
How often should you be reaching out to people on that email list? Like, how much is too much?
So you should be reaching out weekly. I forget the stat, but there's a stat. It's like 45% of people that are on your email list want to hear from you weekly, right? If they don't want to hear from you, they'll opt out. But you want the people who want to hear from you. And you're not, especially with product-based businesses, you're not going to have your business on sale like Macy's every week. What you're going to be doing is you're going to be writing emails to engage. You're going to be writing emails to talk about your best sellers. You don't have to offer a sale all the time or a promotion all the time. You can send them an email about a how-to that you posted on Instagram. Say, hey, I did this great how-to on how to use the cuticle oil, 5 ways to use the cuticle oil when your hands are dry, cracked, or whatever, right? And send them an email on that. It's about the engagement. It's about being top of mind for them. So email is not just about, I just want to make that clear, it's not just about sending out an email when you have a sale. It's about staying engaged, especially when people are saying that they want to hear from you.
Okay, great. Awesome. And one more question. Do you recommend, because I know a lot of people that sell products, they do the whole DM me and I'll send you an invoice type of thing. And I know you touched on doing your thing that you want to not have all of your people living on Instagram because you don't own that information. So how do you recommend that somebody gets started when they literally can't afford, to get a website done and all of that kind of stuff?
Well, you don't necessarily need a website. And this is one of the things that I talk to my clients about. because the focus is always, oh, I got to get my website, my logo. That's not going to get you a sale, right? So there are easy ways that you can set up a shop. Shopify, you can set up a shop there. You can integrate that with your payment processor. I want to say it's like $20 a month, I think is their lowest program, their lowest fee for the service. They may even have a free option. And so take some time, set that up. They have templates for you that don't require you to do any coding or designing or anything like that. And, you know, use that and send people to your platform to purchase, because what that does is then it connects with your email. You get the insights from data, and then you start to work like a CEO, because you can see everything that's happening in your business by coming to your site. You don't want to have people DMing you to buy products. I tell my clients, if you're selling me anything through Cash App, I'm not buying it. If you're selling me anything and your email address is mybusiness@gmail.com, I'm not buying it. Like, you don't look trustworthy to me, right? You need to have a PayPal, a Stripe, something where if something goes wrong, I can dispute it with my credit card. I'm not sending you a Cash App, right? And so we need to start thinking in the mindset of being a CEO. When you see a business and you're going to spend money with a company, are you going to send them your money and it says mybusiness@gmail.com? I think not.
That part. Okay, I love that.
Yeah.
Look, you snatching some edges on that one, I'm sure, because I'm sure some of us have a Gmail. Okay. So going back to the email marketing, Karina just put in another question. What's the top 2 things that people shouldn't do in email marketing?
The top 2 things you should not send out. You should not only send an email when you're putting things on sale. And the second thing is, don't feel like you can't reach out to your email list after you have not reached out to them for a period of time. If we were to go back to that slide, one of the email sequences that I talked about was a re-engagement email. That means you haven't talked to someone, your audience, in a while, right? You maybe been busy, travel, whatever. Come in and say, hey, you know, my tribe, I've been traveling. I've missed you guys so much. I haven't been able to talk to you. Or, hey, I've been busy in the business and this is what we've been doing. Tell them what's going on. Be transparent. Be open with them. But don't email them, and don't only email them when you have a sale.
I love that. So you're not just showing up to sell because it probably comes off as super inauthentic too.
Correct. People want to know, and you know what? One of the biggest things, people want to buy from people, right? Mm-hmm. They want to know who you are. And if you feel like you don't want to be the face of your brand, that's cool, but you still need to let them know what's going on behind the scenes. Let them know how you formulated your products or how you select the clothes that you select for your boutique, right? People want to know all that. They want to feel like they're a part of that process. So let them in.
I love that. I love that. Well, Tara, thank you so much. You definitely have been dropping some gems. I'm over here writing, trying to type stuff down while you were talking. If you guys want to reach out to her, go to tarapaton.com.